Hwee has had an illustrious career in the telco industry. If you mention her name to people in Singtel, they all know her. But you know what? She has an amazing story about how she came into this business and the life that she's now enjoying. And let me share her story now. So over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is May. Good evening. Well, tonight I'm going to share with you how did I discover the best me after I left corporate world. Okay, so before I begin, okay, I want to give thanks to Suan, okay, who sponsored me into this business and had introduced this life-changing opportunity and also had guided me, over this period of 2 years. Okay, so I would like to start by telling you that I come from I had more than 30 years in corporate. I have worked for these reputable companies, okay? And I graduated with 2 major, mathematics and computer science from McGill University in Canada, okay? So it was only sensible for me to start my first job that is IT related. So I joined CSA, which is a reseller of IBM, okay? And so being a good girl, right? You listen to your parents, study hard, get a good job, and then, climb the ladder, all right? So I did. I really climbed the ladder, got myself to management position. And my longest tenure is with Singtel for about like 13 and a half years. So mainly in the sales and marketing and business development role, okay? But, life comes to a point when I was seeking for a change. Okay. Frankly, I was working tirelessly, and I don't seem to have time. My family have to book me, okay, for a family, get together and things like that. Okay. So people are working around my schedule. So I know this can't go on like this, okay? And nobody can outlast a company, right? So I decided, this is something that I have to deal with, and I got a health scare, and it really gave me a wake up call. So I know I need something that gives me, time and money. Okay, so it is the lifestyle freedom that I was looking for. Okay, so I chanced upon Hui Suan. So in one of our coffee session, what she did was she dished out this tattered looking yellow card, okay, and asked me 5 questions, okay. And what are the 5? What is your number 1 priority in life? Why do you pick this? Why is that important to you? What will be the consequence of not having that? And why will that worry you? So, she really got me thinking, what do I want for my life? Okay. Basically, she was just telling me that, what you see on this tattered card here are the reason that people are building a network marketing business. I didn't know such business have so many benefits. Okay. So there are 2 things that shouted at me, on my face, which is more spare time and owning a business. Okay. So I decided to do my due diligence and look at it in depth. Okay. So the saying, right? Being rich is having money. Okay. Being wealthy, okay, is having time. So time is the true measure of wealth, and I think this is what I want. Okay. So let me just illustrate, using the iceberg illusion, okay, to describe my success journey. Okay, so prior to my entrepreneurship journey, people see me as a successful woman, okay, in the corporate world because I had a good job, good pay, good lifestyle, very blessed with good family, okay. But many don't see what what I was going through, okay, to get labeled as successful woman, okay, successful corporate woman. So actually, there's lots of dedication at work, okay. I'm talking about running the KPI for the bosses, and never the KPI of mine, right? So every morning every month you get your paycheck is because you are being measured by a set of KPI. So a lot of dedication at work. Of course, needless to say, that comes with lots of hard work, okay? Hard work to deliver results. And I'm talking about working 12 hours, a day, and something got to go, right? So I deprive of my sleep, okay? And eventually you will sacrifice on your health, right? Come to good habits, okay? Well, good habits is something that I have to get up early, okay, and I'm very routinized and very scheduled so that you could do your things like exercise at a certain time. You only can take leave to travel, at leisure. And then, of course, dealing with disappointment, as an employee, I'm sure you have encountered situation where your effort is not recognized, right? And promotion is given to others, and you, the worst thing is to be the victim in a corporate politics, right? So and also dealing with unreasonable bosses. I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying here, okay? Come to sacrifice. Frankly, I traded time and health for a high paying job, of course, okay? Stress will definitely creep into you or into me, okay? And therefore I had a health scare. So I come from a cancer-based family. So the C word, the C illness, I'm just very wary of it. So it was a wake-up call, and I decided to take care of myself. Okay. Um, of course, dealing with failure, you need a strong heart. Okay. No doubt, every failure actually has strengthened me. So I must say, this is part of the whole journey that you need to, endure and deal with failures, right? And last but not least, I think the persistency. Okay, persistence can change failure to achievement. So it is a lot of mindset, a lot of attitude that you need to build along the line. Okay, so something was missing. Even though with all these things, something was missing. What is it? It was really the lack of fulfillment. I mean, success without fulfillment is a failure. Do you agree? So what is success to you? What does success look like? And what does it mean to be successful? Okay. So let me borrow the quote from Tony Robbins. Okay. Success is doing what you want to do, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, as much as you want. Okay. So so I think this is the definition of success that I subscribe to. And I want success with fulfillment. Okay. So what is success with fulfillment to me? Okay. 2 years of my entrepreneurial journey, right? I'm glad that I'm experiencing this success. Okay. To start off, I managed to fuel up my retirement fund. Okay. Remember, I told you I was looking for a business. So this business is not just local, it's global business, okay, built out from home. And I was looking for a set of criteria. Okay, so when you do business, you make sure there is a set of criteria you want to achieve, right? You want to make sure that it meets that before you embark. So the first thing was innovation. Okay, New Skin does give a lot. I mean, look at the roadmap. Of their product. Innovation is the key. Consumer market. Okay, I like to go into the consumer market because there's repeated purchases that drive the sustainability. There is leverage system. Okay, and the one that I like best is global reach and expansion. It is not just Singapore. I can reach out to other places, and it's just a very small capital cost to start the business. And I'm very proud to say that my customers are not just Singapore. I have customers in Canada, um, in Hong Kong, and as well as Indonesia. Okay, so what about the time flexibility? I actually gain time flexibility from doing this business. Naturally, the family time. I mean, I have more quality time, okay, especially with my parents. Later, I will showcase some pictures, okay? Needless to say, more playtime, and then connecting with friends. I usually don't have time to connect with friends, it's always my working friends. So that's about it, right? But I think with this business, I managed to reach out to even more friends, okay? And this is a bonus, okay? Along the way, personal development is something that learning new knowledge and new skill set, okay, which I didn't expect that this can come along. And last but not least is giving back to society, and I will talk about it when I come to the later slides, okay? So success isn't about how your life looks to others, it is about how it feels to you. Okay, so nowadays I just work anytime, anywhere. The best thing is, um, 睡到自然醒. What it means here is sleep until your heart content, then you get up and do your work. Okay, so with the circuit breakdown, or we call that the lockdown, right? I'm very thankful to have Zoom, as one technology or one communication tool that we can use, and practically the business really built out from home, because I don't even need to meet people face to face. We can just conduct a business session over Zoom. I can do my meeting at cafe, any part of my home. Okay, and talking about spending time with parents, now I have more. Now my dad and mom, whenever they have their medical checkup, I'm the one who's going to bring them there. Okay, and in the past, it's always only dinner time, but now I can do breakfast, lunch, tea, anytime. And this is one thing that I enjoy most was, to do galvanic sparring with my mom. Okay, teaching her how to use a galvanic spa to look younger. Okay, and then of course family time, mahjong with kids and husband, and we just love to go cafe hopping, and coffee is like part of our life here. More time with my siblings, okay, my sister. Um, Even exercise. In the past, I have to like stipulate either the morning or the evening to do exercise, right? But now, anytime, I date my friend to walk in the park, okay, and do my exercise anywhere, okay. Connecting with all my, these are all my primary one friends, okay. So we celebrate birthdays every month. There's somebody's birthday, okay, and more friends, okay. I connect with my ex bosses, okay, from MediaCorp and from Singtel, and of course colleagues, and retirees, and some MediaCorp stars, okay. Of course, Jack Neo, everybody knows him, right? And then Sean, I have Sharon now, and one of the board of directors sitting in the board of directors of MediaCorp was Eileen Chu, So yeah, so these are the people that I connect, and not just that, I made new friends too, okay. And shopping is in my blood, so I just love shopping and shopping and travel, Oh, and unfortunately the whole of 2020, there's no traveling at all, okay, but doesn't matter. Well, coming to personal development, I took this period to be accredited to be a trainer, by STADA. And I joined the social media school to learn how to use social media, as a business tool and to reach out to more people. And the most recent one was, Unleash the Power Within, that I signed up a 4 days training with conducted by Tony Robbins and gang. Okay. And giving back to society is, and some of you have actually donated, to save hungry kids or malnutrition children around the world. And I'm very glad that I'm the ambassador, 2 years running in giving back to nourish the children. Okay. So how do I live my day? Okay, my day is very simple. I use the acronym HAPPY. Okay, so be healthy, stay active, always positive, be purposeful, make your day purposeful, and of course, stay youthful, okay, and beautiful, okay. Suan was a super scale civil servant heading the public relations, okay, team at URA. She has 2 master degrees, okay, one in mass communication and the other in library and information science. A single mother responsible for her son and her parents. She left the government service in 2008 at the height of her career, okay, and to focus building this global business through New Skin. She has been in this business for 16 years and she holds a title pin of Executive Brand Director.
Thank you so much, and what a wonderful, wonderful sharing. And I have entitled this portion of my sharing, very daringly, calling it a dream business. And while you've heard what May has said, and already it sounds quite a dream business. Well, let me just share my story. So the year was 2004 when I started. I was, like May said, in the civil service, just been promoted, just bought my own freehold condo, and there's just no apparent reason for me to go and find something to moonlight in, especially at night, right? MLM. So actually, why did I start? Actually, my reason very simple was retirement. At that time, I met my mentor, Dr. James Chia, and I would call him my angel, because he came into my life at the right time when I was ready and I was needing to do financial planning. As a single mom, responsible for my son and my parents, I had at that time realized that I had left financial planning a bit too late. And it was scary. Scary because the financial planner told me I am the sandwich generation. You know, very soon I'll be sandwiched between the twin needs of my parents' health and my son's education. So therefore, money is not going to be enough when I retire. And some more, because of my lifestyle, right? High pay means nothing when you have high expenses, doesn't mean you have a lot in the bank, isn't it? So I was one of those. So money won't be enough at retirement. Fear job loss. Crazy, you think, in the civil service? No, I didn't think that was far-fetched, because I'm a director of public relations. I look outside my door, my teammates, they are younger, they are cleverer, they are prettier, and they are cheaper. So long before all this talk about retrenchment on a large scale, I was actually paranoid enough to want to do something about it. And I said, a plan B must be hatched. And then the secret fear of going old, being lonely and sickly. May was talking about keeping in touch with friends and all that. And at that time, being so busy, I had no time for socials. I was not keeping in touch with precious friendships and old ties, and so this fear is very, very real. And some more, I wasn't looking after my own health at that time. So I just want to pull back a bit and speak about what the financial planner actually showed me. And he was drawing all this on a piece of paper. And he said, most of us, we do a job, right? Or some of us do a business, which is worse than a job in a way, because it's 24/7. But whatever, if you choose either a job or a business, we are relying 100% on our own effort. And that is such a high risk situation, and we have no rest. When 100% is your own effort, you can't rest, because when you rest, the money stops coming. And then remember what I said about the sandwich generation. The bad news is I was then about 40 years old, right? Like in 10 years' time, I would have to contend with high medical bills for my parents, where their health needs kind of like major look after, right? And my son, and I only have one, some of you have three, right? May go to university, not locally, but overseas. Then how? So really, really from 50 onwards, as we have so carefully set aside this nest egg, that is when actually there's a lot of drawdown. And the drawdown makes it hard for us to retire. See, we can only retire when we have a sum of money that can last us to the end of our days. And many of us find that we can't. And I found myself looking at that future and I said, gosh, I think I can't retire. Not if in 10 years' time I'm going to be spending a lot of money on medicals and my child's education. Yeah, and besides, who's going to guarantee me my job forever, right? And if we live to 100, the question is, can we afford to live to 100? And the sad answer is, for many of us, no. So if 100% of our own effort in a job is high risk and low risk, what about this other model, which is so much safer? Spending 1% from 100 people is definitely lower risk, right? It's low risk, in fact, and it's high risk. Because if you cannot work, there's 99 other people that will be working and looking after your parents and your son. So I say, wow, so there's such a thing as leverage in a business like network marketing. And this is what Dr. James showed me as well. He says, this is you. Just find 3 people who want to do the business. Help them to do the business, and help these 3 people find 3 each. Help the 9 find 3 each. So on a multiplier of 3, down 6 levels, you will get 1,000 partners. And if each of them just do a modest sales of $2,000 a month, right? Wow, that is, your turnover is 2 million, and the company pays 5%, and that is potentially 100,000 a month. I said, wow, I don't need 100,000. I'm happy. I'm happy to just get 2 or 3,000 on a recurring basis. If I do this just part time, and then I can get extra money when I'm retired. So I actually came in for $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000. Okay, because I was very, very attracted by the fact that I didn't need capital. There were no overheads, and no experience needed, and I could start part time, and I did start part time. Okay, so I came in, and furthermore, this is what I saw. MLM provides, it's a complete financial plan. It gives me income, lots of income, and income that's hedged against inflation, because it's tied, my commission is tied to the cost of product, which will rise with the cost of living. And it's insurance. Everyone buys insurance, insurance against dread disease, disability, death. But MLM has another 4th D, insurance against dismissal from a job, because that is a very good plan B. So I bought this insurance. And then investment. Investment is all about leverage, and I could understand this very well. After all, I don't buy this house with fully paying for it, right? Just paying a fractional deposit and then borrowing the rest. So all of us understand leverage, and in this business, we can leverage on our downlines, our uplines, on the company, and on the company's signs and all the products. And I said, this is a really, really good plan. This blew my mind. Inheritance. I didn't know this, that I could transfer the business at full value to my son. And this is important for me. Okay. So, yep, one of the reasons why I started, yes, definitely thinking that I could transfer more than just my job title. No, I just cleaning up my house. I found my pin, head public relations, URA. I kept it because I can give to my son to 做纪念. That's about all we can give our children, right? From our job, besides the savings. But this business, full value can be transferred to him. I started when he was 11. This picture, he's at 11. And then, 2 years after I started, my mom had a massive stroke. And then I remember the financial planner's words about medical bills. I was so glad for the extra income, because we were paying for maid, we were paying for physio, we were paying for alternative treatment. Gosh, a lot of cash. And in the year 2008, I stopped working. I went full-time when I saw that this business was really going to provide the financial security and abundance for me that my job could not. And this is my son in 2012, in his passing out parade. And I'm very, very glad that I stopped work when he was 15, so I could have those years, spend a lot of time with him, and of course a lot of time with my parents as well. So another one of the financial planners' prophecy came to pass when my son got a place in Oxford. So I sent him off. The year was 2014, and he graduated with a first-class honors degree in 2018. Had I not done an MLM, had I not found a way to receive income every month, a passive recurring income, I would not dare to send him to Oxford. I would not dare to spend my retirement money on this education overseas that is so expensive. This is something May talked about, and honestly, when I came in, this was not on my mind, but it is very much on my mind now. Spending time with my aging parents. In the blink of an eye, they are in their mid-80s. My my parents both will celebrate their birthdays next month, so I spend a lot of time doing the everyday things with them. And May spoke about medicals. Even if they're not ill, there's a lot of probing and checking and fixing, isn't it? And it's nice to be able to go with them. They went with us everywhere we went last time when we were kids, holding our hands to the doctor. And this is now our chance, my chance to do that and to indulge in my father's hobby, newfound. I've got a friend on this talk, Pauline, who also invited my dad to bake with her, and I could join them anytime, just spend time. And remember the last year going all lonely, sickly? Well, I went on a lot of trips with good friends. This is in US, staying in this lodge for a week behind the mountains, behind and the rivers running. And Turkey on a new skin trip. Japan also courtesy of New Skin. This is just some snapshot, right? European cruise, very significant because my brother went with me. And we haven't been on holiday together for like 30 years, and I could, bring him along on this trip. After that, we went to see my son in Oxford. Okay, oops, this one I had shown just now. But I know why I show this picture here. So, just now you saw my transformation. The transformation that this business has given me is not just bodily, not just in terms of weight, but in terms of fitness in body and boldness in mind. So that is why when I was 53, I could opt. I decided, I chose to go climb this mountain in China called the Sigunyang Dafeng. Actually, I saw this picture during a slide presentation and I thought, this mountain look okay, it's not so scary. But this is what it looked like on the last day. Okay, after climbing 3 days, this is the summit day, and then it snowed, and then there was a bit of wind and rain, and this is what it looked like. And after many, many hours, I reached the top of my first ever mountain, 5025 meters, with Dr. James Chia, my sponsor, and Jackie. And then the following year, together with James and Jackie and the family, I went to Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. Never stopped. 2017, we went to Bhutan. 2018, we went to Nepal, and I celebrated my birthday there. And then I climbed Ben Davis. It's one of those dreams to go and do some trekking with my son. This is in Scotland, highest mountain in UK, highest mountain in Taiwan, the Jade Mountain, and the largest caves in the world, Sondong in Vietnam last year. Spent 4 days in a cave. And then I went on to Russia to climb the highest mountain in Europe. And this is Mount Elbrus at 5642, a snow-covered mountain. And the Yosemite Park. Good thing we traveled a lot last year, because this year cannot travel already. So this is in US. And in between Elbrus and Yosemite, I found time to write a book called Mind Matters. Sold nearly 2,000 copies in a couple of months. And this is my book launch. So honestly, I came to this business for just a bit of annuity. I found an entire community. I found immunity, my health. And for this last bit, I'm just going to talk about something pretty sober, because I was reflecting on my life. And, I chanced upon this article, and there's a book written by a palliative nurse. She looks after dying people, and she said, after talking to these people, she listed down 5 top regrets of people who are on their deathbeds. And the first regret is, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself. Actually, behind this regret is unfulfilled dreams. People whose dreams lie buried, and people who, just did whatever was expected of them and forgot what they truly wanted to do. And so they regretted this. And then this one is mostly the men. I wish I hadn't worked so hard, because they missed out on their companion or their partner's significant moments. They miss seeing their children grow up. Yeah, so they realize that they spend their whole life on the treadmill of a working existence, and that didn't give them fulfillment. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings, many people actually don't speak the truth or dare not say what they feel, and the result is a lot of resentment and bitterness, and they're not honestly expressing themselves. So this was a big regret. Such a funny thing, right? You would think. And I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. Do you remember May's pictures of all the friends? Wow, only when they're dying now, then they realize that, oh gosh, I miss my friends. I wish I had done more things. I wish I had kept in touch with them. And perhaps, in their dying days, they would have had more support from some of these friends. And this one's very funny. But it's very, very strong amongst the dying. I wish I had let myself be happier. Um, is um, people are not free to be themselves because they just live a life thinking they need to look a certain way and be a certain way, to live, to laugh, to be silly. This is a wish. So I really don't wish to have any of these regrets. So I've actually started to think of giving back again. Like May said, the theme of giving back. This was our theme. Last year, we chose to do something very uncomfortable. We have been doing Nourish the Children for many, many years, but we decided to bring Nourish the Children to really nourish some children who live in the dumps. This is Tondo, the poorest of the poor live there. This is in Manila. They live in the rubbish dump, literally. And we saw how the little that we do can bring so much happiness to people there. And I think May and I and many people who are in New Skin have a wish that we want to bring happiness, and we want to change lives. We want to make a difference to these people, okay, to people around the world, right? Yeah, this is us dishing out vitamin to the children. So, in closing, I want to just say that, MLM, many people say, well, you're just here to make lots of money. Yes, we do make lots of money, and money is important, but money is not everything. Okay, at the end of the day, um, we really want to leave a legacy for people, especially people in our life, people who matter to us. And we want to live life fully. So to me, it also stands for more life for me. And lastly, is to make life more meaningful. So, May and I, we've had successful careers, we have good runs, we've worked hard. It's not that we have nothing better to do with our lives, but honestly, we found a better way, and a more meaningful way to spend uh, our, I would call, second half of our career, May. So I leave you with this question. Honestly, what is the risk of doing versus the risk of not doing?